A lot of people are saying there's billions and billions of worth of resources that can be found. If that's the case, then I'm telling you, making an investment in Somalia right now could be the best decision that you make, because once all that much money comes through Somalia, once the economy grows. But what does this mean for you guys? What does this mean for people of Somalia? What does this mean for Somalians around the world? What does this mean for, economy, business, investments in Somalia now? I just think every year, Somalia just keeps, slowly but surely, just keeps growing in one aspect or another. Whether it's the job market, whether it's the real estate market, whether it's the land market, whether it's the, the oil, dare I say, nothing's concrete yet, but even that market is looking very promising. And once all these things come together, so ever since the 80s, huge oil companies like Shell, they've all been trying to conduct a massive search of oil into Somalia, because the area, the geographical area, is similar to a lot of areas that in other countries that a lot of oil was found in. And because of the war that ended up taking place, those operations back in the 80s, 90s, that means they had to stop. And now recently, Turkey has, Turkey already have a good relationship with Somalia. So it's like, let's go for it. Let's go and let's invest a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources into this project. What could this mean? This could be absolutely game changer for Somalia. If the reports are true, if what they're saying is true, a lot of people are saying there's billions and billions of worth of resources that can be found. If that's the case, then I'm telling you, making an investment in Somalia right now could be the best decision that you make, because once all that much money comes through Somalia, once the economy grows, if you buy a land for 5k, that land is probably going to be almost 100k. You get it? So let's just watch this video now that better explains the exact situation of what's going on.
Oil and gas exploration mission off Somalia's coast, with the state-owned Turkish Petroleum Corporation leading the operation. The Turkish exploration vessel, now in Somali waters, is set to conduct seismic surveys over the coming month, marking a new phase in Turkey's strategy to expand its energy reach beyond the Mediterranean. The Somali government has embraced the initiative, viewing it as an opportunity to drive economic growth and progress towards energy independence. Turkish Energy Minister stated that the project reflects Turkey's commitment to Somalia's development and closer bilateral energy cooperation, which could bring much-needed investment and infrastructure to Somalia. Many fear that the move could strain maritime boundaries and start dispute over resource ownership.
Hello and welcome to Straight Talk. I'm Ayşe Süberkaş. Turkey is strengthening its presence in the Horn of Africa, as over the span of a month, the nation made 2 deals with Somalia in the areas of defense and energy. This comes at a time of growing tensions in the region, as the US and UK keep retaliating against Houthi rebel attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea. But Somalia is also against the controversial European-led port deal, one that's had the country seek assistance from Ankara to support its maritime security. But the latest deal between the two nations is about oil and natural gas exploration in Somalia's land and sea blocks. The Turkish energy minister and his Somali counterpart signed the agreement in Ankara. Turkey has long provided financial and humanitarian support to Somalia, where it has a military facility. It gives training to the Somali army. Ankara also supports Mogadishu in its dispute with landlocked Ethiopia, as Addis Ababa had signed a deal with Somalia's breakaway region of Somaliland, which will give it access to the sea. While Somalia's parliament has approved the defense and economic cooperation agreements, came after just 2 weeks. Somalia passed the bilateral defense and economic cooperation pact, a 10-year agreement that gives Turkey to protect its territorial waters. Is this a coincidental, the timing of these agreements? I mean, which them coming one after another?
Well, thank you for having me, Asha, again. Of course, coincidences do happen. I'd be a little bit skeptical. You see, it's been known for some time that Somalia has significant offshore reserves of oil, and perhaps gas, but oil. It was actually a couple years ago when they had the first bid round, and a small American company bought in, and there's a lot of talk that bigger companies like Exxon and so forth might come. So it's been there for a while. If the Turkish companies wanted to get in, maybe they would have gotten in earlier. But what happens here is, of course, after Ethiopia made the deal with Somaliland to have a port, Turkey immediately responded within a month. That was January. Then in February, they responded with a defense agreement. And then within another month, we have this agreement to develop the offshore oil, which I'm sure there is interest in, but it sort of cements everything.
So, Federica, what do you make of this latest agreement between Turkey and Somalia? And what do you think is at stake for Ankara to cooperate with Mogadishu on exploration, assessment, development, and finally production of on Somalia's onshore and offshore blocks?
Latest one is just the last step in a path that Turkey began in 2011 with the decision to invest a lot on the security, on the state building process.
We're going to stop it there. Anyways, guys, this operation is very secretive. They're not really giving much away. They're saying, we're looking, we haven't really found anything yet. But I think that there have been some things that have been found, especially the way Turkey, you know, like these guys mentioned. When this talk about Ethiopia wanting to get some parts of the sea, and then Turkey signs a defense deal partnership with Somalia, they know there's something there. There's something under those waters. I think they've probably already been discovered. Parts of it, bits of it, already been discovered. But I think they're trying to keep it in house, because it's going to be a big news. It's going to be a big news once it's fully out to the world. And Turkey, they've helped Somalia a lot, and they're helping Somalia now, and they probably want a piece of that cake. So it's important that they plan, they strategize, and they think of a way to make sure everyone walks away happy. The right people walk away happy, not people that people that are asking to to take parts of the sea, like Ethiopia, for example. But anyways, guys, that was just a quick video that I wanted to make. I've only heard this recently, so I did a bit of research and then I just made a video now. But what does this mean for you guys? What does this mean for people of Somalia? What does this mean for Somalis around the world? What does this mean for, economy, business, investments in Somalia now? I just think every year, Somalia, it just keeps, slowly but surely, just keeps growing in one aspect or another. Whether it's the job market, whether it's the real estate market, whether it's the land market, whether it's the, the oil, dare I say, nothing's concrete yet, but even that market is looking very promising. And once all these things come together, I think a lot of people are going to be walking away happy, especially a lot of people that invested in Somalia, the right areas of Somalia, whether it be real estate, whether it be businesses, whether it be shops, whether it be restaurants. But guys, let me know what do you think this means for Somalia? Are you optimistic? Do you think this is going to lead to nowhere? Do you think this is just it's like, yep, here we go again, type of video? But anyways, guys, we're gonna call it a day. Until next time, I'm out of here.